Welcome back, John Morris Show on a Wednesday morning. Look who's here.
Hey.
Our good friend, and we hope yours, and headphones working today.
Yeah,
Welcome to you.
I guess what helps is when you actually have it plugged in.
That we have found that
and
to be
that was not a Garrett thing.
better.
That was absolutely a Jerry Hill thing.
Thank you for owning that.
Yes.
Garrett did his part.
I would never blame Garrett for my own problems.
Thanks,
he
Garrett.
has enough of his own.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
John Morris Show presented by Alliance Bank, Central Texas, and the Brazos Landing. And Jerry Hill, Baylor Insider, is with us. I totally expected to be doing this remote today.
Right.
But
no,
here
I know.
am back home. Tough opening round loss for Scott Drew and the Bears yesterday.
Yeah, and I had really kind of planned my day in terms of I was going to do another, early game and stuff. And that was why, I scheduled a meeting for later in the day just because I kind of thought I would be doing doing another men's game. So
what'd you think watching the game yesterday?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think they played great. For whatever reason, I thought Arizona State played very well, played better than they did the last time Baylor played them. But, John, when they got it to 67-64 there with 5 or 6 minutes to go, I thought, oh, they're going to pull this one out.
Yeah.
They're going to win this game because they fought all the way back. But, and sometimes that's what happens is you fight so hard to get back that you almost kind of run out of steam. And I don't know that that's what happened or not, but they just, couldn't get it done there at the end. And it looked a little bit like, a lot of their games during the season, where they would make that mad rush at the end and just maybe come up a little bit short. But, it was when I thought they were going to win. And I think I had seen they were favored by 3 or 4 points. So I expected them to win that and expected them to be, playing today against Iowa State.
Same here.
Yeah.
Garrett made a good point, said it had a lot of the makings of the Kansas State game. Remember when we went up there?
I know, yeah. That's
lost
second
that game.
time.
Yeah. And that was right after Coach Tang had been fired. There's all these rumors swirling around about Bobby Hurley is out whenever their season ends at Arizona State.
Yeah.
And here they come up with the win over Baylor.
Yeah. And I don't know, is it not official yet?
It's not official.
Okay,
no.
but it's basically been done is what I understand.
There's stories out there that say it's a done deal.
A done deal.
Arizona State hasn't announced.
He was in the last year of the contract, though, and I think there was a little bit of that. It was said even during the broadcast that maybe the players were playing for him, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And a disappointing loss for Baylor. But John, all things considered, when you look at where they were early in conference play. I think they were maybe 5-5 down the stretch until this game because they were 1-7, right?
Yeah, that might be right.
So 5-5, considering where they were, and granted, some of that schedule was just so hard, so stacked. But to win 5 of your last 10, and I felt like had some momentum coming into postseason. I thought and it was going to be hard to make that kind of run.
Right.
We talked about it. I mean, it's hard enough winning, 4 games in 4 days like they've done or 3 games in 3 days like they've done a couple of times. But to potentially win 5 in 5 days and think about who they would have played those next few rounds, Iowa State, Tech, I guess Arizona, Houston, that kind. I mean, it's a gauntlet, kind of like what you faced in the Big 12 this year. But it's obviously looking back, it's a disappointing season. But I do think they kind of put some things together there at the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes it more disappointing, the loss yesterday, because they were playing. They were
trajecting.
Yeah, very much going upward and playing their best basketball.
Yeah,
and that's another reason why I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, and a lot of it came down to shooting, I think, too. I mean, I don't remember what Obi was, maybe 1 for 8, 1 for 9.
Yeah, I don't know if they talked about this. He was sick.
Was he?
Yeah, the last couple of days he was not 100%.
Yeah.
He had a 1 for 9 shooting day from the floor, and you could just see it. He just didn't have the spark that he normally does. And Baylor's 3-point shooting was
that was
really bad, 24% in the game. And that's hard to overcome when Arizona State is shooting as well.
We'll blame it on the floor, right? I heard y'all talking about the floor.
Yeah, well, that's been the consensus so far. Teams that win.
Yeah.
We love this floor.
Great.
If you don't win, it was the floor. It's distracting.
Well, and I think Coach Drew addressed it a little bit in his post game, with the media, that he had no issue with the floor, and I think the players were the same way. Like they weren't affected by it, or they didn't think they were affected by it. So
I think it's cool. I like it. It was fun to see.
Apparently one thing, because I was looking that up when you guys were talking about it, some of the negative comments and stuff. One of the things I had seen, and I had to go back and look just to make sure this is kind of what he said, but Jeff Mitty, the K-State coach, he was upset that some of the graphics that were shown during the men's tournament were not shown during the women's tournament. Like, he felt like they were getting a lot better treatment than the women were. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see enough of those games to know.
Right.
And he even said, he said, I haven't seen all the games, so if I'm wrong, let me know, blah, blah, blah. And that's, it's probably, and I think they were probably trying some stuff out too,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, people are going to find things to nitpick about, but I think overall, like you said, they're talking about it.
That's right. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
That's, and that's kind of a your mark thing. Like, he wants them to talk about it.
And it's being talked about. How about the women? They'll find out Sunday where they're going. They're in the NCAA tournament for sure. What do you think they're doing this week? You think they're having some light practices or a couple of days off and then get back to practice?
Yeah, I think they just went to Cabo.
Yeah, right.
Having a little vacation time. Spring break.
Think so.
Padre, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think they're, and they're probably a lighter week, John, knowing that you're not going to play for another 10 days or whatever. I don't think they're going at it hard, but certainly they're practicing. They're trying to get ready for next week. And maybe working out some things. Things that they saw late in the year, things that they can get better at. So I think that's a lot of what this week is about. And then, like you said, you get ready. I think the selections are Sunday, and they'll find out when and where and all that. I think they'll probably want to. What I've seen, I think they'll probably want to be in about a 6 seed.
Okay.
And going on the road. I know one things I had seen was them maybe going to Maryland. Maryland is the 3 seed. And then if they got past that, they would probably face LSU.
Oh,
so that would be fun.
Garrett would like that.
Yeah.
I'll just go sit back.
Right.
Yeah. And there had been some talk about them maybe even dropping to a 7 and potentially going to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, NCAA does seem to make some of those things work out.
That's
sometimes.
right. They're not above that, are they?
They're not above that. So, you could see them doing something like that, but hopefully it would be down the road instead of, right off the bat. So, we'll find out Sunday where they go. And like you said, and my brother had even texted me that. He was like, are the women a lock? I said, they're what, 24-8.
Yeah.
Third in the league. So there was no question about that. I'm not sure exactly where their RPI is, but they were going to be in the NCAA tournament. So that wasn't a question. And like the men, I think it was a little bit disappointing, that they went out when they did. Would have liked to have seen them, make a little bit of run there and maybe play TCU in the final, but did not happen.
You maybe have done this. I thought about it and then didn't follow up on it. It's been a long time since the Baylor men and women were eliminated in their first game of the tournament.
Yeah, it would have to be a long time ago because I'm trying to think, John, that, the men wouldn't have been eliminated in the first game, but I was thinking about that year when Brittany was suspended for a game, but I think they even won that game if I remember right. So it wouldn't have been then. So it would have had to have been probably before then, I think.
Right. I think way back.
So yeah,
we'll do the work on that.
Yeah, we'll research it.
We'll get our best people on that.
Yeah.
Track and field is one of your sports in national championships coming up this week.
Yeah, they actually just left. They were leaving to get on the road at like 9 a.m. So they're headed to Fayetteville, Arkansas for the NCAA Indoor Championships that begin Friday at the Tyson Center. So only 3 going. But the thing about it is, John, because this is kind of the silver lining in is I think any of them could win. They're all ranked, top 5, top 6. Or maybe 6, 7. But that's the silver lining in it is I think any of them could win. They're that good. Molly Haywood in the pole vault, she's ranked 4th and she's jumped 15 feet this year. She has the indoor school record at 15.1.5. So I think she could certainly be in that equation, make it to the final. I mean, that's one of the things. She's a 2-time outdoor All-American, has not made the finals yet in the indoors. And that's the case with all three of them, actually.
Yeah.
Demario Prince in the 60-meter hurdles, he's been 9th the last 2 years at indoor, and by literally hundredths of a second.
Yeah.
So I know he is bound and determined to make it there to the final. And I thought he really clicked at the Big 12 meet, ran school record time, ran up against Malachi Snow, who I believe might have been the Big 12 performer of the year, or certainly of that meet. He won the 60 meters and 60-meter hurdles in record time. So Demario is 6th, I believe, with that time, 7.46. It gets an elevation adjustment to like 7.48. It only adds, I think, 2 100ths or of a second. So it's not that much in the 60 hurdles. And then Tyraya Kelly.
That's it.
Man, it's hard to do.
I know, exactly.
Just talked to her yesterday, and it's just hard to do. But she's in the 200 meters, John, and she's also ranked 4th. And I think she's capable of winning. She's that good. Obviously missed the Big 12 meet because of the flu. And actually, as she talked about yesterday, there were several people, even other teams, that had hit. So that's why initially they thought it might have been like stomach flu or something, at a restaurant or something. But that was not the case. But she did test positive for the flu and wasn't able to compete. So I think that motivates her maybe even more going into nationals. But yeah, they start Friday. Demario and Tyraya will run on Friday, and then Molly competes on Saturday.
Very good. All right. That's from Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yep.
Yes.
I am seeing 2008 as the last time the men and women were both eliminated.
2008.
First round,
game.
first game.
Yeah.
2008 is what I'm seeing.
I knew it had to go back pretty far.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Good work, Garrett.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
That's a long time.
I'll fact check him though.
Thanks,
I can't just take Garrett's word.
You don't fact check Garrett Ross.
Thank you for doing that though.
You're welcome. Thank you. And Baylor baseball opening Big 12 play this weekend. Nice to be at home where they're undefeated this year.
Yeah, that's they've really had a great start to the home season, and in going up against West Virginia, and I guess I didn't even realize it because I think I had seen this. They're the 2-time defending champion. Is that
West
right?
Virginia?
That doesn't even seem right, but I thought I had seen that somewhere. Maybe regular season, I guess, champion.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, they play West Virginia. West Virginia's ranked, and but play them here. So that'll be great to see how that goes. On a good little roll here lately. So, and I think they've kind of got the pitching back in place and stuff. And so I think they're in good shape going into this weekend.
Last night was good, wasn't it? Sam Houston, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk.
1 walk.
That's pretty good. Now, that's a midweek, but
Sean Snedeker, man.
That's it. That's what I said.
It's incredible.
I know.
It's incredible. He's the pitcher whisperer, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So West Virginia here this weekend, conference opening series. Softball's on the road. They're at UCF. They swept Iowa State last weekend, which was a great way to start Big 12.
Yeah, that was John. I mean, because they've struggled of late to try to get out to a good start, and playing an Iowa State team that they had struggled against some as well. So to get off to a 3-0 start, clean sweep, great start to the season. Now I think they actually play Stetson tonight, maybe.
That's right.
On their Florida swing. Yeah. And then they play UCF 3 games this weekend. So great start for them. I think it sets them up, John, because, obviously they want to get back to the NCAA tournament, and I'm throwing things. So they want to get back there. And I think this was a good step to that, to getting back to the NCAA tournament.
You know what that was? You accidentally knocking the clock over.
Is that time?
It's time to go.
Is it the buzzer?
It's time to go.
Yeah.
So
I'll accept that.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Yep.